I'm going to walk you through how to solve a quick problem about trigonometry. First question says, simplify a equals sine of 9 pi minus x plus cosine of negative 3 pi over 2 plus x plus tangent of 13 pi plus x, all divided by cotan of 19 pi over 2 plus x minus tan of 23 pi plus x. So to simplify, we just go through and use all of the properties that we've learned. So we're gonna start by, first of all, we don't want big numbers like this. So see 9 pi, we want to get that to either pi or pi over 2. So in this case, because it's pi, we want to get it to just pi alone. So we can do that by making sure that the number before it is a multiple of 2, so it needs to be an even number. So we can either subtract a pi or add a pi. I think I'm gonna write it as adding a pi because it's just easier. So I'm gonna write this in extreme detail for you guys. So it's going to be equal to sine into 9 pi, no, sorry. Let's make it 8 pi plus pi minus x. We're gonna do the same thing for all of these. So I'm just gonna go through and make sure the coefficient of pi in each of these is an even number because it means we can just get rid of it. So plus cosine, let's see for this, what am I gonna write it as? I think I'm gonna write it as minus 2 pi. It can be positive or negative just as long as it's even. Plus pi over 2 plus x plus tangent into 12 pi plus x divided by cotan of 10 pi, so which would be 20 pi over 2, but I'm just going to write it as 10 pi immediately, minus pi over 2 plus x minus tangent, I'm just going to do the same thing here, 22 pi plus x. So now, all of these things that are a duplicate of, or a multiple of 2, you just cross them out. And then you've got your tan and cotan. So from here, what you need to do, what's important to do, is to go through and remember those properties. So do you remember sine of pi minus alpha or minus x, what that's equal to? So that's equal to sine of x. So we just want to go through the rest of these, obviously taking out the ones that we crossed out, and figure out what that is equal to. So cosine of pi over 2 plus x is minus sine x. Tangent of pi plus x is tangent of x, all divided by cotangent of minus pi over 2 plus x can also be written as minus cotangent of pi over 2 minus x. You can flip the sign in it as long as you flip the sign at the outside as well. And then minus tan of pi plus x is just going to be minus tan x. So we go through, we continue solving this. Sine minus sine is 0. So the top is just going to be plus tan x divided by, so minus cotan. So cotan of pi over 2 minus x is tan x. So it's going to be minus tan x minus tan x, which is equal to tan x over 2 tan x with a minus on the outside. The next problem we got to simplify this one. So this one, instead of x, they gave us numbers. What you can notice about these numbers, what's interesting about these numbers, is that, look at this, 22 and 68 add up to 90, which is pi over 2. 20 and 70 also add up to 90, which is pi over 2. So we want to work on each of those individually. So the way it can be written is, watch this. So let me just set it up first, 1 second. Sine squared of 22 plus cosine squared of 20 plus sine squared of 68 plus cosine squared of 70. So I want you guys to remember the formula, or not the formula, I guess. Remember how if you have pi over 2 minus alpha, that equals something? So we can do the same with that here, because pi over 2 is 90. So we can rewrite this as sine squared is 90 minus 22, and then the one that matches up with it, we don't do anything to it. So this is 68, so we just keep it as 68. So plus sine squared of 68. No, sorry, I wrote this wrong. It's not minus 22. So 90 minus what is 22? 68. So I miswrote that, I'm sorry. Fix that. So it's 90 minus, let's see, just fix this, minus 68, because 90 minus 68 is equal to 22. So that means that this and this are still equal. So sine, okay, then we're gonna do the same with this, plus cosine squared of 90 minus 70, which is equal to 20, plus cosine squared 70. So what I want you guys to do is treat this as, okay, so this first one, we're gonna treat it as sine squared into pi over 2 minus alpha, so which is equal to then cosine alpha, remember that? So this is cosine squared alpha, in this case alpha is 68. So you have cosine squared alpha plus sine squared alpha, because 68, you just drop it down. You do the same here. You have pi over 2 minus alpha, cosine squared of pi minus 2 over alpha is going to be equal to sine squared alpha, which is 70. And then you just drop this down again, cosine squared of 70. So now we can go back to the rule that says sine squared alpha plus cosine squared alpha is equal to 1. So these both have the same alpha, so that equals 1. These both have the same alpha, so that equals 1. You add them together and you get 2. So there's the answer to that question. Now our next question says verify or prove that cosine to the power of 4x minus sine to the power of 4x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. I'm gonna have to write this on another page because our other page is full. So let me just write that out one more time. This was problem 3. Cosine to the power of 4x minus sine to the power of 4x is equal to 1 minus 2 times sine squared x. Okay, so we need to prove this. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the original expression. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but this seems pretty similar to a remarkable identity, though. A remarkable identity, a plus b, a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. So we can write this as cosine 4x minus sine 4x is equal to, just make sure I'm setting this correctly. Yeah, okay, so this is equal to cosine squared x plus sine squared x times cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And we know that cosine squared x plus sine squared x is equal to 1. You can write that as 1. And then cosine squared x minus sine squared x, we can't do anything with right now, so we're just going to leave it. Now we multiply. So we just get cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Remember, we're trying to get to this. How can we get to this? Easy. Cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x, because cosine squared x plus sine squared x is equal to 1. So cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. So we're going to write that out. 1 minus sine squared x. Then we're just going to drop the other one down. Sine squared x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared x. And there we have it verified.